There are so many different credit cards that are out there on the market that it can be overwhelming to know which ones are best. So don't worry, because in this video, I'm going to go over the top 7 best credit cards for 2024, with some of these credit cards being best for people who prioritize cash back, and some of these credit cards being best for people who prioritize travel. Ultimately, I'm making this video so that you know the best credit cards to get based on your own spending and travel preferences, because there's going to be a best credit card to get for everyone just based on what you prioritize the most. Also, real quick before we hop into the video, I did just want to say that to make sure this video isn't super long, I'm mainly just going to be covering the main important benefits on each of these credit cards, but I already do have full in-depth videos on a lot of these credit cards already on my channel, and I have some more videos coming out in the next couple months, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that free content. Kicking off this video, let's start with the credit card that was just voted as the best no annual fee credit card by the Points Guy Awards, and that's the Bilt Mastercard. Obviously, because it won that award, the Bilt Mastercard does not have an annual fee, and the point multipliers on the Bilt Mastercard are going to be to earn 3x back on dining, 2x back on travel, and 1x back on rent payments without any transaction fees on up to 100,000 points each calendar year. The most striking point multiplier that probably caught your attention is that you're actually going to get 1x back on all rent payments without incurring any additional credit card transaction fees that you typically have to pay. Essentially, rent is one of the highest expenses that a lot of people have, including myself. And previously, if you would use any credit card to pay your rent, you would incur like a 3% transaction fee. So this is a huge reason that the Bilt Mastercard is so groundbreaking, because it's the only credit card on the market that allows you to pay for your rent without incurring any additional fees. You will need to use your Bilt card to make at least 5 transactions every billing cycle to make sure that you're able to earn Bilt points from paying your rent. But to make those point multipliers even better, the first day of every month is considered Bilt Rent Day, where all of your point multipliers except for rent are going to be doubled. So for example, you're going to get 6x back on dining and 4x back on travel. Additionally, another reason that people love the Bilt card, besides being able to use it to pay your rent, is that despite having a $0 annual fee, the Bilt program has a fantastic travel ecosystem, including travel partners that can give you additional upside. So you're gonna be able to earn Bilt points pretty quickly, since you're gonna earn them every single time that you pay your rent. And when you have those Bilt points, they are going to be really valuable, since you can transfer them out to valuable travel partners like Hyatt, Iberia, Flying Blue, Aeroplan, and more. Next up, we have the Capital One Venture X, which was voted as the best premium credit card at the Points Guy Awards. The Capital One Venture X has quickly become the favorite credit card of a lot of people, especially due to its ability to be a cheaper alternative to the Amex Platinum and Chase Sapphire Reserve. The reason for this is because the Capital One Venture X has a lower annual fee of $395, but despite the lower annual fee, the Venture X is still going to give you comparable travel benefits to the Amex Platinum and Sapphire Reserve. To start with, the Capital One Venture X gives you a welcome bonus of being able to receive 75,000 Capital One miles when you spend $4,000 or more in the first 3 months. The Capital One Venture X is not going to be very good for those of you who prefer to redeem your credit card points for cash back, since you'll only get 0.5 cents per point when you redeem Capital One miles for cash back. But if you are able to redeem your Capital One miles through the Capital One travel portal, or even better, transfer your points out to Capital One's travel partners, then you can get $750 in value from that welcome bonus, or even upwards of $1,500 in value if you're able to leverage travel partners for a high redemption option. The reason that so many people love the Venture X though is because the travel benefits easily pay for the annual fee, since right off the bat you'll get a $300 annual travel credit that you can use for any travel bookings through the Capital One travel portal, which right away decreases your effective fee to just $95. Plus you'll get 10,000 bonus miles on your card member anniversary every single year, which will be worth at least $100 in value when you use those miles for travel. So if we add the $300 in value from the travel credit with the $100 in value from the bonus miles, you would get $400 in value, which is going to give you more value than the annual fee on the Venture X every single year. Plus, the Capital One Venture X is going to give you other travel benefits as well, such as access to Capital One lounges with locations currently available in Washington, D.C., Dallas, and Denver, a $100 experience credit for bookings through the Capital One Premier Hotel Collection, and Hertz President Circle status as well. There are some limitations when comparing the Venture X to the Amex Platinum or Sapphire Reserve, because while Capital One has made some significant strides, Their ecosystem is just simply not as good as the ecosystems with Chase or American Express. And while the Capital One Lounge locations are continuing to expand, they still have a pretty limited presence, especially in comparison to Centurion lounges. So for a lot of people who don't live in DC, Dallas, or Denver, Capital One Lounge access is pretty irrelevant. Overall, while the Capital One Venture X has become a more accessible, fantastic travel card for a lot of people, one credit card that in my opinion gives you significantly more value is the Hilton Aspire. The Hilton Aspire did just undergo some major changes, and one of those changes was the annual fee was increased to $550. But at the same time, the Hilton Aspire is currently offering a limited time elevated welcome bonus of being able to receive 180,000 Hilton Honors points when you spend $6,000 or more in the first 6 months of having the card. However, that elevated welcome bonus is only available until January 17th, which I think, if I'm correct on when I'm posting this video, is tomorrow. So make sure that you hop on this welcome bonus as quickly as possible if you are interested. But now, in terms of all the long-term value that you'll get on the Hilton Aspire, you'll get automatic Hilton Diamond status, which is the highest status offered by Hilton, and can give you the best possible room upgrades, including to suite level rooms, which especially happens most often on international trips, as well as other benefits like free breakfast or a food and beverage credit. The Hilton Aspire is also going to give you an automatic Hilton Free Night Award every single year, which is really valuable because Hilton Free Night certificates are completely uncapped. As an example, this past year, I redeemed my Hilton Free Night certificate during our honeymoon at the Waldorf Astoria Cancun. And when I was on the phone with the agent redeeming my Hilton Free Night Award, she told me that the value of that room that I was booking was worth over $1,000. So I can really attest to the high amount of value that you can get from Hilton Free Night certificates. So automatic Hilton Diamond status plus that Free Night Award are already going to give you more value than that $550 annual fee. But that's not all that you'll get on the Hilton Aspire, since this card is also going to give you other travel credits that can give you even more value. You'll get a $400 Hilton Resort credit that is going to be given to you in the form of 2 semi-annual credits, a $200 flight credit which will be given to you in 4 $50 quarterly increments, as well as a $100 property credit at Waldorf Astoria or Conrad properties, and some other important travel protections as well. Ultimately, I think the Hilton Aspire is the very best hotel credit card that can easily give you upwards of $1,000 in value, despite only having a $550 annual fee. Okay, but I know I just talked about 2 travel cards that have higher annual fees, and I know some of you are probably not looking to pay that much money for a credit card. So the next credit card on my list is the Wells Fargo Autograph, which has a $0 annual fee. The Wells Fargo Autograph is currently offering a welcome bonus of being able to receive 30,000 bonus points when you spend $1,500 or more in the first 3 months. And this can be a great option as a cashback credit card because you'll be able to redeem those 30,000 bonus points at 1 cent per point for cash back to get $300 in value. The Wells Fargo Autograph also has some fantastic point multipliers that cover some major spending categories that can really accelerate the amount of points that you're able to earn and then redeem for cash back. The point multipliers are going to be for 3x back on restaurants, travel, gas stations, transit, popular streaming services, and phone plans, and then 1x back on everything else. These point multipliers honestly remind me a lot of the point multipliers on the $95 Citi Premier card, except I think the multipliers on the Wells Fargo Autograph are even more extensive and cover categories that the Citi Premier does not, most notably for transit and phone plans. However, the Wells Fargo Autograph also notably does not cover a really important spending category, which the Citi Premier does, which is grocery stores. Simply put, the Wells Fargo Autograph is an absolute powerhouse for those of you who just want to redeem your points for cash back. But the Wells Fargo Autograph is about to be a great option for those of you who are on team travel as well, as Wells Fargo should be releasing their new travel partners pretty much at any point now. And I'm really excited to see what those travel partners are, and I'm hoping there's some parallels to Bilt's travel partners. Next up, we have another credit card that has a $0 annual fee and can serve a really specific purpose within pretty much everyone's credit card setups. That card is going to be the Citi Custom Cash, which currently has a welcome bonus of being able to receive $200 cash back when you spend $1,500 or more in the first 6 months. The $200 cash back that you get from the welcome bonus on the Citi Custom Cash is going to be given to you in the form of 20,000 Citi thank you points, which is exactly why I think the Citi Custom Cash can work really well for people who are on both Team Cashback and on Team Travel. Because if you're on Team Cashback, then you can redeem those 20,000 Citi thank you points at a rate of 1 cent per point to get $200 in value from that welcome bonus. And if you were on Team Travel, then you could pair your Citi Custom Cash with a card like the Citi Premier and maybe even complete a Citi trifecta setup in order to be able to transfer your Citi thank you points out to Citi's travel partners and potentially get a value of upwards of 2 cents per point, which would give you a value of $400 from this welcome bonus. But moving on, like I mentioned, the Citi Custom Cash can serve a very specific purpose within pretty much everyone's credit card setups. That specific purpose is going to be that you'll receive 5% back on your top eligible spend category on up to $500 spent every billing cycle. The 5% categories include restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, travel, and transit. So as you can see, those categories include some pretty major spending categories that you probably spend a decent amount of money in. And the best use case with the Citi Custom Cash is to use this card for one dedicated spending category to get 5% back on that category, because any other purchases that fall outside of your highest spending category are only going to get you 1x back. Again, I think the Citi Custom Cash can work really well for anyone's credit card setup, whether you're on Team Cashback or on Team Travel, because if you're on Team Cashback, then the Citi Custom Cash provides you a guaranteed way to get 5% cash back on one spending category. And if you're on Team Travel, then you'll receive that 5% back in the form of Citi thank you points, so you can always leverage those points for additional upside via travel. But after discussing some of those no annual fee options, if you're someone who can handle a higher annual fee, especially when you're getting a bunch of additional luxury travel benefits, then the perfect card for you is going to be this next card, the American Express Platinum. The Amex Platinum does have an annual fee of $695, and while it does have that high annual fee, the Amex Platinum is going to come with some impactful travel benefits, since you'll get impactful credits like a $200 hotel credit for bookings made through the American Express Fine Hotels and Resorts or the Hotel Collection, a $240 digital entertainment credit, $200 Uber credit, $200 airline fee credit, and a $100 Saks Fifth Avenue credit. So just based off those credits that I just mentioned, you'll get significantly more value than the $695 annual fee. But there are other credits on the Platinum card as well. Those are just the main credits that I think most people are able to consistently maximize. In addition to the credits, you are going to get some other luxury type travel benefits, as you'll also get Marriott Gold Elite status, Hilton Honors Gold status, and premium car rental status, and access to the American Express Global Lounge Collection, which gives you access to more than 1,400 airport lounges throughout the world, including Centurion lounges. Personally, my goal is to get the American Express Platinum this year in 2024, and a huge reason for that is because I do currently live in the Seattle area, and at the SeaTac airport, there is a Centurion lounge. So if I had the Amex Platinum, I could get free food and free drinks every single time I went to the airport, which over time would add up to a lot of value. Overall, the American Express Platinum is definitely not a simple card, and it's definitely not cheap either. But if you are willing to take a more hands-on approach to make sure that you're maximizing as many credits as possible, and you're able to take advantage of some of those luxury travel benefits as well, then the American Express Platinum is arguably going to be the best travel card that you can possibly get. Finally, the last credit card on my list for the best credit cards in 2024 is the Chase Ink Preferred. The Chase Ink Preferred is the only business credit card that made my list, but I think for a very good reason. The Ink Preferred has an annual fee of $95, but right now the welcome bonus is being able to receive 100,000 Chase points if you were able to spend $8,000 or more in the first 3 months of having the card. And the nice thing about the Chase Ink Preferred is that it is going to give you additional travel upside similar to the Chase Sapphire Preferred and Chase Sapphire Reserve. And for the right people, the Chase Ink Preferred could actually be the better alternative to the Chase Sapphire cards. But essentially, the Chase Ink Preferred is going to have 3 core redemption options, which both increase your floor and increase your ceiling. Those options are going to be first, redeeming your Chase points for cash back to get 1 cent per point in value. Next is going to be to utilize the Chase Travel Portal, since you'll get 1.25 cents per point with that 25% redemption value boost. And then finally, the best redemption option is going to be to transfer all of your Chase points out to Chase's travel partners, which will allow you to get the highest upside with the points on your Chase Ink Preferred and can get you upwards of 2 cents per point for those points. In terms of how you'll actually be able to earn points on the Chase Ink Preferred in order to redeem them in the first place, you'll get point multipliers of 3x back on your first $150,000 spent on shipping purchases, advertising purchases, internet, cable, and phone services, and travel, and then 1x back on everything else. So ultimately, the Chase Ink Preferred is going to be a great option for those of you who are looking for a business credit card, since it has a great welcome bonus, great redemption options, and I think a lot of people can get value from the 3x back on all general travel as well. But in conclusion, these 7 credit cards are all fantastic, and I think regardless of what your credit card strategy looks like, you probably found a credit card that is going to work for you. However, if you want to see what I'm doing this year in 2024, then go watch this video next where I break down my credit card strategy for 2024. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.